Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through the line of your father, because the man carries the seed. So if a baby is born, you have a father and a mother. Those children are the baby. That baby's nationality is determined by the father. So let's say if your father's a so-called Negro, then you're a so-called Negro. If your father is Native American, then you're Native American. Okay? So on and so forth. And that goes with all the other nations. Now, if your father is, let's say, Caucasian, then that makes you Caucasian. It doesn't matter what your mother is, because a woman don't bear seed. A woman is nothing but the earth for a man to plant a seed in. Okay? A man, an incubator, thank you. A man shoots a seed into a woman. That seed is incubated inside of a woman's womb, and the egg that a woman carries fertilizes that seed so that the seed can grow for 9 to 10 months inside of a woman's womb. You got something?
Yes.
Read this.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1, it says...
Now, this book that we're reading is called the Apocrypha. It's a part of the Bible. The word Apocrypha means like hidden or cryptic, hidden books. This is a part of the Old Testament that they removed from most of the Bibles. But there are certain Bibles, if you get your hand on one of them old 1611 edition, King James Version, the Apocrypha is found in some of the old Bibles. So this is the scriptures we're reading. The Old Testament, man.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1, it says, I myself also am a mortal man, like unto all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. Verse 2.
The offspring of him who was first made of the earth. Going back to the Adamites, or Adam, right? Read on.
It says, and in my mother's womb.
Because Adam came first, then Eve, and we can read that too. When God created the earth, he made Adam first, right? And then Eve came out of Adam, right? Read on.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh.
Which, let's deal with the word Adam. What does the word Adam mean? The word Adam comes from the Hebrew word Adama, which means from the earth, right? Oh, and by the way, since I said that, what color is the earth? Brown, right? The earth is brown, right? So if Adam was the first man on earth, if God formed Adam from the dust of the ground, what color would that have made Adam? Would that have made Adam a Caucasian? Alright? So hence, if everybody in the beginning of time came out of Adam, what color would that have made everybody on the earth during the time of Adam and after the time of Adam? Brown. We can tell you where these Caucasians came from.
From us.
Yeah, you're right, they did. They did. These so-called white people came out of people of color. They don't believe that, of course. Okay, read on.
It says, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood.
Excuse me. In the time of 10 months, when a woman is pregnant, 9 to 10 months, sometimes some women overcarry, and they have to induce the labor, or they have to cut the baby out, which is called a C-section, right? Read on, but technically a woman is supposed to carry the baby for 9 months and a normal, healthy birth, right? Read on.
It says, being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
Being compacted in blood, because when that seed is being fertilized, it's just a little seed, but as it grows, that's flesh and cells, and the blood is running through that seed. So that seed contains blood. Every human being has blood inside their body, right? So when that seed is growing inside of your mother's womb, that's blood and flesh and all that growing, right? And being fertilized inside of your mother's belly. Read that part, being compacted in blood, what?
It says, being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
Being compacted in blood of the seed of man. So according to the Bible, the nationality of a child when it's born is of its father. Okay? Your nationality is determined by your dad, or your daddy, or your father. So let's say if your father's an Oriental man, then you're an Oriental. It doesn't matter what your mother is. Listen, an Oriental man could marry a Caucasian woman, and them white people don't like hearing that. The white man don't like when these other nations, including Israel, takes his woman.
That's right.
They don't like that, but the white man want to get everybody else's woman, right? It's okay if the white man is with an Oriental woman, or if he's with a black woman, or a Native American woman. But when you mess with the white man's woman, boy, they frown up. Well, they scowl at you, boy. All right, read on.
It says, being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
So, if your father is a Caucasian guy that marries a black woman, and let's say the baby comes out looking Negroid because of the mother's genes might be dominant or whatever. What nationality is that baby? That baby is Caucasian. There's no such thing as mixed blood. That's a myth that the so-called white man fabricated in the earth. Another lie to cause confusion. Okay? It's another fabricated fallacy. Alright, is that it?
It says, in the pleasure that came with sleep.
That's right, man. What else you got? What else was you got?
I have Micah 2 and 10 for you.
Read it.
Okay.
Okay, listen, man. You read that. Okay. I don't know how we ended up in that topic. I'm going to get back to what happened, that terrible thing that happened to those children. Okay?
1 Corinthians 11.
Well, we're going to go back to that.
1 Corinthians.
Well, you know what? It is a terrible thing. But you know what? You want to know who did it?
King of terrorists.
The king of terrorists did it. I'm going to say something, people going to get mad. The so-called white man did it.
Yeah.
To his own people.
Yep.
Why? Because he is the devil.
Yep.
Only the devil would do something devilish to their own people, man.
Only the devil would do something devilish to their
And you know what? The white man, the so-called white man, hold on, let me see that. The so-called white man have taught the people on this side to be the devils to themselves. That's why you got so-called Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans killing each other. But they learned that from the white man. John 8 and 44. Give me John 8 and 44 real quick. All right, read what you got, brother.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 21.
Yeah, come on with it.
But then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world.
Well, that's what's coming. Let me see that sign. Yeah, well, give me the martial law. It's going to start with this right here, man. Okay? Now, that incident that happened with them kids, all that's going to do is now what's going to happen, they're going to come with stricter legislation. Okay, they're going to push stricter legislation on these gun laws. Because as soon as that thing happened, the first thing, what's his name, the mayor of New York City, Bloomberg, was on TV talking about, see, this is why we gotta have tougher gun laws. This is why we gotta have tougher gun laws. So they're gonna start cracking down on guns. So now, even if you legally have it, it's gonna get to the point they're trying to disarm the people. So it's gonna get to a point where if you do have a gun, they're gonna take that gun. That's okay, brother. That's okay. Okay? Read on, brother.
For then,
so, man, all these people are just lost. We don't care about these people. The Most High don't care about these people. I'm gonna tell you something. The majority of these people are just gonna be chaff for the fire, or stubble for the fire. What fire? The nuclear fire. And also they're gonna be stubble for the. Give me the other side. They're gonna be stubble for this. You understand? Listen, let me explain something to you. Look, brother, this truth ain't for everybody. Number one, it's only for our people. It's only for the Israelites. And it's only for the elect of Israel. This truth ain't even for all Israel. First of all, the majority of these people I'm looking at are other nations, man. The Goyim.
Nobody knows.
These are Edomites. I see Moabites out here. The Most High ain't gonna save these people. Case in point, I'm gonna show you how stupid these people are, man. That Hurricane Sandy just hit. When that hurricane hit, it shut this whole city down, right? It was a lot of damage. A lot of bad things happened, right? These people got scared. They got all messed up. They lost power. All they gotta do is cut out the lights right now. All they gotta do is cut the power. What these people gonna do? Right now, while all these people are out here, what if there's a blackout? They'll go nuts. It'll be a stampede out here. These people will start panicking. They'll start losing it, right? When a hurricane came and they lost power, these people freaked out. So when the lights came back on, they resumed right back to their normal lives. How many of these people are prepared if another storm comes? How many of these people, they're not thinking about no storm. They're not thinking about no power outages right now. Look, you got jokers walking around out here dressed up like Santa Claus, man. You think they're thinking about a power outage? Come on, brother. Hold it right there.
Matthew 24:21. For this shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world.
And you know what? This thing that happened with them little kids, that's the beginning of it. When you have something like that happen, that's a major thing. So what's going to happen? There's going to be more incidents happening, man. There's going to be more bad things happening. And also, too, it's going to escalate. That right there is another piece for them to say, look, we need tougher gun laws. We need to lock down more. And they're going to start locking down behind that situation. And look, man, there's going to be more situations like that. And there is going to be a food shortage. There is going to be a race wars in this country. There's going to be a lot of bad things happening, man. Come on.
For then shall it be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
The Most High said that things are going to get worse out here. Everything I just described is going to happen. There's going to be a race war. That's inevitable. And you know what? The race war is not just going to be between black and white. It's going to be between the white man and first and foremost the so-called black man, because that's who most of the anger is generated towards. But the Hispanics and the Native Americans, all the people on this side are going to be involved in that, and the other nations. Because you know what? It's going to be every man for himself. When the deal goes down, yo, man, people don't even watch certain programs. There's a program that comes on. It came out back in 2010 called Apocalypse Man. It's about this guy. He was in the Army, in the Marine Corps. He was a recon Marine. And I was watching him the other night, and this dude is bad as hell, man. He's like, yo, basically he's trying to wake people up and say, listen, he's teaching people how to survive if society goes out, if all the power's gone, after there's a nuclear catastrophe, or if there's a catastrophic global catastrophe. He's like, yeah, man, you got to get supplies, like how to live rough. There's no running water, there's no power, there's no society, right? That could happen, right? So this guy's trying to teach people how to survive in the woods, how to go into the cities, even after the cities are all destroyed, to grab what supplies you need. So you have another thing, doomsday preppers. So there are certain people out here that dig what we're saying. And most of them are all so-called white people. So I'm going to say something. If anything, these white people are smarter than Negroes and Hispanics. See, these so-called white people, they got their guns, they got their fallout shelters. They thinking on that level. Because, you know what, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Right now, in this society, Esau, the so-called white man, they think logical. These white people, they do think logical. They think about stuff like that. But a so-called Negro or Hispanic, they don't think on that level. All they thinking about is fun and games. Going to the club, chasing some woman, smoking some goddamn weed, getting blazed. That's all the so-called Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans are thinking about.
Not to this time.
Oh, you know, it's gonna get bad out here, man. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Things are gonna get bad, but it is gonna be business as usual. Meaning the society's gonna keep going right up until the missiles come, man. Society's gonna keep going, but it's gonna get tough, especially for Jake, our people, primarily. And it's gonna get tough for some of these low-level white people and the other nations. In certain areas, it is going to be business as usual, but in certain other areas, it's going to be chaos. They're going to be throwing these people